Of course.
Oh my Lord, can we look just at the camera, please? Taylor,
crazy.
Taylor, that is insanity.
That's crazy.
Taylor Swift is living her best main character life right now. Diamonds, chaos, and accidental comedy all included. First up, she's already rocking wedding bands like the ceremony happened last Tuesday, leaving fans wondering if the invite got lost in the mail. Then comes Travis Kelce, who managed to confuse Hugh Grant's wife with Greta Gerwig at an Eras Tour show, bless his heart.
This family up front that I was dancing with all night, they were so fun. They were like my best friends. I wish I knew who they were. They were so fun. The internet is just videos of Travis dancing with Greta all night like they're best friends.
Meanwhile, Tay drops her spicy new song Wood, and Travel handles it like a true gentleman, slightly blushing but proud.
Wood, great soundtrack.
Jason Kelce jumps in next, saying one of Taylor's Life of a Showgirl songs is basically written for his wife Kylie.
I said Kylie, big fan of Wishlist, and that's Kylie's mentality too.
Then Taylor gets sentimental about keeping her proposal private.
I got to figure out ways to make sure that I do have things that are just between us. And thankfully, we do have a lot of those things. And that moment in particular is one that's always just going to be ours.
And hilarious again, admitting she forgot to tell Ed Sheeran she's engaged.
Ed Sheeran learned about your engagement on Instagram?
That's so true.
Taylor Swift has officially entered her wifey era, and she's doing it with her signature sparkle. The pop queen just showed up on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and let's just say the studio lights weren't the only thing blinding people. She rolled in wearing a silver mini dress so shiny it could have powered a small city, and then casually flexed not one, but 2 diamond wedding bands. Yep, wedding bands. Already. After just getting engaged to Travis Kelce, she said, why wait? Insiders say the A. Jaffe diamond bands were from a high-end wedding collection, meaning Tay didn't just pull these out of a random jewelry box. Nope, she came prepared. She stacked 2 eternity rings on her index finger like she's trying to give everyone an early preview of her married life bling game. Meanwhile, poor Jimmy Fallon could barely see straight. Apparently her ring was shining brighter than the studio lights. When he joked about being blinded, Taylor just laughed it off like, yeah, I know, it's insane, and kept admiring her ring like a kid who just got a new toy. And who can blame her? The engagement ring itself, courtesy of Travis Kelce, is so massive it probably has its own zip code. She apparently admitted she can't stop staring at it, which, same. Sources say she's still in that stage where she keeps glancing at it mid-conversation like, wait, that's on my hand? Mrs. Kelce-to-be is clearly warming up for wedding season, and judging by the sparkle, she's already halfway there. And just when you think the bling was the highlight of the week, Taylor comes back swinging with another talk show appearance, this time on Late Night with Seth Meyers, and let's just say she brought comedy gold. Apparently, Travis Kelce had a little celebrity mix-up moment that's now living rent-free in everyone's heads. During one of Taylor's Eras Tour shows, Travis confused Hugh Grant's wife for none other than director Greta Gerwig. Yup, Greta. Barbie Greta. You can't make this stuff up. According to insiders, Taylor spilled the story like she was still trying not to laugh. She explained that Travis is a big fan of Greta's work, like obsessed level, so when she told him his favorite director was in the VIP tent, he got starstruck faster than he runs a post route. He was apparently all hyped up, saying he wanted to tell her how funny Barbie was. So off he went on a mission to charm Greta, except plot twist, it wasn't Greta. It was Anna Epperstein, Hugh Grant's wife, and apparently she handled it like a pro, smiling politely while this NFL superstar told her he was just Ken too. Imagine being her in that moment.
This family up front that I was dancing with all night, they were so fun. They were like my best friends. I wish I knew who they were. They were so fun. The internet is just videos of Travis dancing with Greta all night like they're best friends.
Later in the car, Travis says Taylor looked all proud, thinking he nailed the conversation, but then started overthinking why Greta hadn't responded much. That's when Taylor had to gently hit him with the, babe, I think you just confessed your Barbie love to the wrong woman. Sources say Travis's face went full confused golden retriever when he realized he'd been chatting up Hugh Grant's actual wife the whole time. And speaking of Travis, the man just can't catch a break. This time it's not a celebrity mix-up, but a lyrical one. Taylor Swift drops her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, and suddenly the internet's losing it over one particularly spicy track called Wood. Let's just say it's not about carpentry. So here's the scene. Taylor drops her 12th studio album, and fans instantly realize this isn't your usual fairy tale love story. Nope. Wood is basically Swift's cheeky love letter to Travis, and the lyrics, they could make a lumberjack blush. She's singing about redwood trees, keys unlocking thighs, and now she doesn't need a bouquet to know a hard rock is coming her way. Yeah, we all get the metaphor loud and clear. Cut to the Kelce brothers podcast New Heights, where Jason, the forever chaotic older sibling, wastes zero time throwing his brother under the bus. He teases Travis like only a brother can, asking if he feels cocky about the song. And you can just imagine Travis squirming in his chair, trying to keep a straight face while the whole world's side-eyeing him. Insiders say he tried to brush it off, playing it cool like, "Aw, she just writes great music." But Jason? Oh no, Jason wasn't letting him off that easy. He straight up told him the song was very specifically about him, and even joked that Taylor's redwood tree comparison might be optimistic.
Do you feel cocky? Do you feel cocky about the song Wood? Well, it's not just you, though. It's an appendage. It's not just you as a... What? It's a very specific thing.
The man said if someone wrote about him, it'd be more like a Japanese maple. Brotherly love at its finest.
I think if somebody wrote a song about me, it'd be like Japanese maple, sometimes can see.
Travis, though, stayed in damage control mode, saying it's just a great song. Classic PR boyfriend answer. But let's be real, he knows exactly what the song's about. And judging by his grin during the podcast, he's not exactly mad about it either.
I think you're not understanding the song.
Jesus Christ, Travis, come on.
No way.
And while Travis is busy pretending Wood is just about trees, his brother Jason is having a full-on spiritual awakening over another Taylor Swift song, and this time, Kylie Kelce's in the mix too. Yep, the Kelce family is officially deep in the Swiftie era. On the latest New Heights episode, Jason got all sentimental talking about how his wife Kylie became obsessed with one particular track from the life of a showgirl, the dreamy, heart-melting Wish List. And honestly, it sounds like the song was tailor-made for her. According to insiders, Jason admitted that Kylie listened to the track first and basically forced him to re-listen because she thought it nailed her whole vibe. And she wasn't wrong. The song's all about skipping the flashy stuff and focusing on what really matters: love, family, and maybe a basketball hoop in the driveway. Jason said the lyrics captured Kylie's mentality perfectly, the grounded, no-nonsense kind that says, "I don't need diamonds, I just need snacks and a nap."
I said Kylie, big fan of Wish List. And that's Kylie's mentality too. She's not a materialistic person.
He sounded proud as ever, calling it clever and beautifully done, which, for a guy who usually just talks about football and beer, is basically poetry. Of course, Jason couldn't resist sneaking in some classic dad humor. He joked that Kylie's anti-materialist energy is sweet and all, until Christmas. Then suddenly he's panicking because she won't tell him what she wants. According to him, she hits him with that classic, "I don't need anything, I just want to spend time with you." And he's like, "No, really, please give me a clue before I buy another candle." Taylor, meanwhile, also revealed Wish List is her personal favorite from the album, and now fans are losing it, saying it's the emotional flip side of Wood. One's sexy chaos, the other's soft core domestic bliss.
And I have this idea about, like, I ain't got to knock on wood, and we would knock on wood, and it would be all these superstitions. And it really started out in a very innocent place.
And while Jason's turning Wish List into a family anthem, Taylor's flipping the switch back to full-on romance mode, the kind that even Hallmark would call too much. The pop icon dropped in On Air with Ryan Seacrest to chat about the moment everyone's been dying to know more about, Travis Kelce's proposal, and let's just say she's keeping this one locked down tighter than a Chiefs playbook. Sure, she gave fans a few dreamy photos surrounded by enough flowers to make a florist faint. But when it came to the details, she drew the line like, nope, this part's VIP access only.
I got to figure out like ways to make sure that I do have things that are just between us. And thankfully, we do have a lot of those things. And that moment in particular is one that's always just going to be ours.
Insiders say Taylor's reasoning was peak Swift logic. She's finally learned that when your life's basically a global live stream, you gotta stash a few memories where the paparazzi can't find them. She joked that she and Travis already share plenty with fans, but some things, those belong in the private archives, right next to the cute but unpostable folder on her phone. Apparently, she called the proposal moment one of those rare times she's keeping all to herself, the kind that's not for headlines, just hard eyes. Still, she couldn't resist fangirling a bit. Word is she admitted she could talk about being engaged for hours if someone didn't stop her, which, let's be honest, is every newly engaged person ever. And speaking of engagement stories, turns out even Taylor Swift isn't immune to one of life's biggest crimes, Forgetting to text your bestie the biggest news of your life. Yep, the pop queen just confessed on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon that she totally forgot to tell her second brother, Ed Sheeran, that she got engaged to Travis. How did poor Ed find out? Instagram, like the rest of us mere mortals.
Ed Sheeran learned about your engagement on Instagram?
That's so true.
Imagine casually scrolling your feed and seeing your best friend's sparkly ring post. That's betrayal with glitter on it. Insiders say Taylor was cracking up while telling the story, insisting it wasn't shade, just chaos. Apparently, she blamed it all on the fact that Ed doesn't have a phone, which honestly is the most Ed Sheeran thing ever.
True.
So he doesn't have a phone, and this is like one thing I love about him. It's very eccentric. Love it.
The man's living in 2025 like it's 1825, probably communicating through carrier pigeons and acoustic guitars. Taylor admitted she loves that about him, but in this case, it seriously backfired. She said when she was going through her mental list of people to text, she realized Ed wasn't even an option because, no phone. She's making history with diamond bands while her best friend's still figuring out voicemail. Apparently, Ed learned about the whole thing when the engagement post dropped. Flowers, Travis on one knee, the whole Pinterest fantasy, and was just like, wait, what? The man didn't even get a save the date, which insiders joked might earn him the title of Best Man in Theory, Ghosted in Practice.
Did you get a save the date for the wedding?
No.
How did you find out about the engagement?
Instagram.
Still no hard feelings between them. Their decade-long friendship can clearly survive one accidental oops, forgot to tell you I'm engaged moment. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.